All right, so I want to take some time to just talk about the new Golden Frieza and Gogeta team, which is, of course, movie bosses or movie heroes. Overall, there's a lot of characters that do fit this roster, but this team 100% needs help. I was streaming earlier today and we were just using this team, kind of trying things out. And the team, I think, if it just to say straight out, the team is lacking in terms of damage, I think especially. Funny enough, the team has a lot of really good options defensively to help out in many situations. I mean, we could literally bring up movie bosses, movie heroes, of course. Golden Frieza himself, if you have the extreme class allies, does have his turn 1 active skill. It feels like, the thing about this Golden Frieza, it feels like he is intended to use the active skill turn 1 if you're using like a extreme class kind of variant of the team, which I feel like this team is going to be leaning towards extreme class. And with that in mind, you know, that allows Frieza to get his build up, then the turn after he's looking a little better. And then if you have kind of like the setup where you have 3 other superclass allies, then you get the Gogeta side of the card out, and then maybe he could start doing his stuff. It feels like that's kind of like the intention somewhere. Or again, even if you have a Golden Frieza, or you have Gogeta out on turn 5, you still will have Golden Frieza's fully built up passive, right? It really feels like they want you to use this active skill turn 1, which makes sense considering that fights, you know, are very difficult from the beginning. The thing is, this team is quite slow in damage. So what happens is you almost don't want to use the active skill, because the thing is that when you go to the 3rd turn, that's when the bosses are hitting the hardest. And even though you can get Gogeta out, you'll still be like turn 5, and then maybe even turn 6, turn 7 in like Goku Black and Zamasu, sometimes Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, the Gohan, Goten, and Trunks fight, right? With this team, the damage is not there, so you want to save your active skill, it feels like, for when you actually need it, because you're going to have more turns and more opportunities theoretically to still lose, or the boss's damage will ramp up so high enough. Like, I see Frieza and Gogeta is such a good character. Like, you use this character on Omega's team, it's so smooth like butter. Frieza is very tanky. You could just use his active skill instantly. That allows him to build up, and then from there you have the Omega support up, attack debuffs. The damage is so high that Frieza, theoretically, he might not even get touched again, but the value he provides with the active skill is so good. Gogeta himself, right? I think that, you know, I haven't actually used the Gogeta side of the card as much as Frieza, to be completely honest with y'all, but I think for a majority part of the time you will see Frieza on this team. Now you can switch over to Gogeta. I have used Gogeta though, and he does provide like quite a lot, but again, he himself is not like a mega damage god. He could do really good damage in the active skill turn, but outside of that, I feel like it kind of hurts. But at the same time, it is not really an issue I put solely on them, because I mean, it feels like their design, while it's very unique, it's not a design that's intended to just straight up carry the team on their backs by themselves. Like, they're more so of a technical, interesting character providing support or a team protector ability and things like that. Frieza has a turn he could do good damage, and Gogeta does, but the rest of the characters, if they're all support characters or defensive types, you know, that could be a little frustrating. Such as Tech Janemba, really good character, doesn't do damage. In Janemba, really good character, well, I wouldn't say really good, but a nice defensive character, doesn't do damage. Tech Broly, a lot of people are running this guy, doesn't do damage, right? Janemba, if you run physical Janemba, I've seen some people say they do. Or Broly Chilemo, again, they can do some really interesting things, guaranteed dodge with this guy. There's 0 damage from those characters, right? We take a look here. LR Gods, it's not like they're, like in short events, they're not doing anything crazy. They can, like when they transform into God, Blue Goku and Vegeta, active skill, like, can do some really good things. Super Gogeta specifically, I think is actually a very useful option from what I've heard. I actually haven't tried it myself, but he has the 54% active skill turn. You use that, then you have Tech Gogeta with the full keys for a orb like turn. They have a bunch of links together, like that could actually be really useful in damage. Path of Goku support character, Pikkon support character, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, he's like, you know, kind of just like a good character. He's not great, he's not bad. Vegeta is a supportive rainbow orb changing character. And it's like we don't have a character that's standing here. Like, again, let's take a look at some of the recent releases. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Omega Shenron. I think these 2 characters are like, this guy off the bat, I mean, you can see this guy start off the rip doing 50, 60, 70 mil attack stats, depending on how many dupes you have in him. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, this guy's starting off like 40 to 50 mil attack stats and doing multiple supers, guaranteed critting. Even Super Saiyan 4 STR Goku, like this, and STR Mega, like this guy could do like 70 mil attack stats sometimes. Like I've seen him do like 4 70 mil super attacks in a turn. Super Saiyan 4 Goku, this guy's usually like at 38 for me, and then if he gets a couple of additional supers in the turn, he can reach beyond 40 mil. Who else here? I mean, Goten and Trunks is a character, like you get them out turn 3, they're doing like 100 mil plus on so many of these different like kind of turns, right? Rose Goku Black, on once you get Zamasu's active up, him and Zamasu could do some insane damage, but this guy, like, there's another situation where like I feel like his team is also underwhelming, so like you can kind of see where like I'm feeling like with this, the Blues, the thing is that they're on Fuse Fighters, so there's a lot of characters around them, and they're again intended to be like a, like I'm not blaming this guy because the team is doing fine with filling in the other roles. That's like I wouldn't necessarily blame this character, but if the team is gonna consistently be like this, then that is where an issue is. And we do have LR Golden Frieza that is going to release. In fact, do I have this sorted by easies? Yeah, but LR Golden Frieza is actually not in the data, funny enough. But like he is going to get his Extreme Z Awakening. This guy's actually back here. He will help out in that department, just like more generally good options, but he's not also a character that, I don't believe he's shooting out like mega damage turn 1. Like he could do some stuff, but I don't know, maybe I have to wait to see him for sure. We know he comes out on the 3rd, so we're still a few days away, man. Right? And that's kind of the issue there, where it's like, you know, even like Tao is a character who could do like 80 mil, 100 mil. Tien on certain turns he could do that, right? Where yeah, it's just like majority of these teams don't have that like hyper carry like a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta Omega. This character is like an addition to the team. That's why he does so well in the Omega team. And again, it's not an issue with him, but that's where we need more options. And again, I'll talk about this here before we talk about like any potential EZA characters. I think EZA is going to be where this team will thrive. Hopefully, we'll see. If I was going to change anything about Frieza just from using this character, I think there's 2 issues with him. Again, like I said, I mean, I mentioned it, Frieza's team has issue with damage. Doesn't help that if you run Frieza in slot 2 or slot 3 without his active, he does like a 7 mil attack stack because Frieza gets 150% attack and 10% chance to crit within the turn. The issue with this is sometimes you might get locked in slot 2 by Goku Black and Zamasu. Sometimes all the attacks are in slot 2. And then it's a thing of, hey, I can't use the active here because this team is lacking in damage, and I need to make sure I'm protected on the next turn when, you know, Path to Power Kid Goku comes around or something like that, right? And I don't want him to be stuck in this unfortunate spot, and I don't have the active anymore. But if the team was doing mega damage and instead of Path to Power Kid Goku, that was STR Super Saiyan 4 Goku kind of character, or Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta kind of character, or an Omega type of character, STR Omega, right? You guys get the point. Where like Path to Power is doing like 20 mil, and then you see STR Omega doing like 60, 70 mil, right? Or, you know, like it could be even like a LR AGO Golden Frieza character where he's like, oh, he comes around, but he's safe, so I could use the active skill here and make sure Frieza's built up. But like, you're gonna just be stuck there with the boss with this guy if he's not slot 1. But then it's like you're intended to use the active, and then because of that, like, you guys kind of get the point, right? Where like the issues kind of start piling up because of the team. So I would say if he had, I said this, right? 200% attack when attacking as a second or third attacker if he receives less than 2 attacks within the turn. The only reason why I said this, like less than 2 attacks, is because there are some bosses that do AoEs. So it'll just help him out and kind of even things out. And it's like, okay, if he does receive 2 attacks, then he gets more attack overall anyways, instead of the, well, actually, technically he would lose 50% if he was like receiving an AoE and attacking in slot 2. But for the most part, he will do generally like still like start doing some actual damage for the most part. Nothing crazy, but he still will be able to do some things. And again, I said here, damage is lower, so you want to save the active for later, but it feels like you're intended to use it instantly. And I would also make his defense instant, because like, okay, If this was instant, that would also help things out because, again, like I said, if you don't use the active instantly, then this guy has to build up, and he could struggle to eat things very well until that's built up. Like once it's built up, he's looking fine. But before then, there are certain situations where he can die, and or take just a lot of damage. Maybe he doesn't die, but he takes very little damage, where you're under like 20% HP or something, and that could be very dangerous. I would like it if he just had this instantly, but that's just with how the team is right now. Again, on a team like Omega's team, it doesn't matter. So, I mean, we could talk about like Frieza's team more specifically in terms of potential EZAs and things like that. I mean, we see here there are the red dragon stones. These characters have all super EZA'd. These characters will not EZA for like until like maybe starting next year, pretty much. But then I think a lot of these characters are up for grabs in terms of EZAs, especially this bottom row right here. These are all very old characters. Now, we could take a look at some of them and just talk about what they might look like with an EZA, such as the Trunks right here. This character is a hybrid Saiyans buff. They could make him good for both hybrids and good for movie heroes potentially, so like a super class variant of the team. I mean, if you're running like Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan on like a super class variant of this team, you could have him plus Trunks would be able to get his unit super attack with the Gohan Youth, which that Super Saiyan 2 Tech Gohan does, like it is included in there, so like they would be kind of a little nice option together again with them supporting like movie heroes and hybrid Saiyans. Maybe gets like multiple supers. That could be nice, but he's not really the character I think we're looking for when it comes to this team. But I mean, maybe he's just a super mega tank in slot 3, and it's like, oh, I would probably just use him over Path to Power Kid Goku in that situation, right? You know, it could always be useful. Or maybe a character like or not Tech Shinamba, but I think the super class like movie heroes just needs more options in general anyways, I guess. So I think we'll take anything. STR Broly, I think I mean, we've seen what they did with Tex and Shenron. Tex and Shenron became so good. I'm trying to like make sure I bring them up without closing any other tabs. Tex and Shenron became really good for this Omega team. They gave him everything that he needed. They gave him Rainbow Orb changing. And then the thing about Tex Sin is that he was like this before EZ. He wanted to get a bunch of different key spheres, gets a bunch of different abilities. Broly is the same thing, where again, attacking with 12 or more key, gets 6 or more key spheres obtained, 2 or more key spheres obtained once the enemy to be at a certain HP level. Like Omega or Sin was very similar. Then they kind of consolidated the attack and defense buff, and instead with the orbs gave him crit and damage reduction and a debuff. Broly, they can maybe consolidate this a little bit too. I mean, he does get this already. Disables enemy guard, he should just crit. Guarantee crit when 2 more key spheres are obtained. 4 more key spheres obtained gets an additional super. 6 or more give him another additional super. And then maybe with 7 key spheres like Omega, he gets another ability, like some sort of debuffs in the enemy would be nice. Maybe 2 more key spheres. He has, what was I gonna say? Like 2 more key spheres, he lowers enemies' attack and defense. With 4, he gets guaranteed crit. With 6, he gets another super. With 7, he gets maybe another super or something like that, right? Or like he has a baseline like super attack guaranteed. 6 or more, it's a guaranteed super. It's like whatever they could do. They give him this guaranteed super into crit just because he's a banner unit, and just make him get like an extra 200% attack in turn 1. Like he needs just like that instant damage. I think that would be really useful. And I mean, ideally, if he's like a tank character, like again, Sin has 80% reduction turn 1. If they give him something like that, that would be so good. Or like, what if he has, I mean, guaranteed dodge? Like Broly, Chila, and Lemo. Imagine him as a Rainbow Orb Changer. Oh, wait. What did they link? They don't link that well. But like, make him a, I mean, another Rainbow Orb Changer, but yeah, make him a Rainbow Orb Changer. And then on top of that, make him get guaranteed dodge with 7 key spheres. Imagine. That would make this guy super useful. And then if he just gets all the extra damage, maybe he gets extra attack per dodge that he does too. That'd be sick. That'd be sick. They can make this STR Broly really good if they wanted to. And again, the Sin Easy 8, and he came out at the same time as this Broly, so it's very likely. I mean, Jacko wouldn't really do much. Pan, I feel like they might save her. Like, I think these two are kind of more worth talking about. And with Pan and Jacko, like Pan is a superhero support character. They can make her superheroes and movie heroes, I guess, but I think specializing her for the superhero team would be ideal. Jacko is more kind of a kind of dodge character, slot one character. Again, I want more so of an attacker. Like I think this Broly could be like damage dealing, and the Trunks could potentially be damage dealing too, in some sense, right? But yeah, so we'll see what happens. But I also brought up these as potential options here if we're talking about like movie bosses. Again, I talked about Stuart Broly already, but these characters are just sitting on easy A's. Like they're very old. In fact, Misaka made a chart, which again, Misaka always makes these like easy charts. I moved my coffee, by the way, so if you heard that like cup move, or maybe me setting this cup down again here, that's my coffee. In case you're like, oh, what's that? Where is this? Perfect. These are the oldest battle units without easy A's. Int Turles and Xenotrunks is crazy, dude. But look at this. Int Turles is so old, and bro does not have an easy A. He's all the way back here. No easy A. Supportive character, though. I mean, I'll take what we can get, but this could be useful. Thirst for Conquest. Frieza has Thirst for Conquest. This could be super good for him getting that extra 15% attack and defense. That does matter. It will matter for Frieza, especially building up early on like that. Even offensively, but like defensively, I think would be super good for early turn Frieza. Next, again, we have Slug. Slug as a giant form character. He's not a new character. It's like, imagine they give, well, Slug has a 2-time transformation. Because I was going to say, imagine they give him the 30% chance, just like they do with, what's it called? The Baby and GT Goku. But the thing is that they only transform once. Slug has a 2-turn transformation, maybe a medium chance to giant form twice. Attack up here, like make him a character that just does. I honestly like this guy, just like a better version of S tier Slug, just S tier Slug, but he does like just more damage. Just why not with the giant form? This guy could be really useful. And the thing is that if he giant forms and gets rid of all the supers in the turn, you could rearrange like Goku Blackens Muscle. So you could rearrange locking, but if he gets rid of the supers, then you could just get away without using Golden Frieza's targets go early on. So this is another way that they could help resolve that. Like gives you an option to just not use Golden Frieza's active, or even Gogeta's active potentially for his mega support that he provides when attacking. That could be good. I would also like this guy, then to bring him up. If this guy easy A's, that could be good too. Because the thing is that he directly links very well with this new Frieza. I mean, how much attack? 20, 15, 15. Like, that's quite a bit. If they make him a mega support character and allow Frieza to do like crazy damage on his active turn, that could help out too. These two super easy A's are in line, right? Physical Broly and Tech Golden Frieza. I mean, Tech Golden Frieza super easy A this guy's a defensive character, so I'm not sure. Broly could be a good damage dealing character though. It's just that he doesn't really link too well on the team, but I mean, I guess you got Tech Broly here. Things could work out for you. Let's keep taking a look here again. I also brought up Ajo Bojack is another old character without an easy A. I mean, this guy could do anything, so we'll see. I mean, you can't really predict on this guy's kit because like, who knows, man? Like he could do like 6 different things. He could suck. I don't know. Like this guy, we have to kind of wait and see what happens with him. And then again, we could always talk about some superheroes options here. They want to easy this in Golden Frieza, but that would be crazy if they did. Like superheroes, who could easy A from all the way back here? I mean, these two, I guess, could easy A. This Gohan, like, we need like a main damage character. I mean, what would be really good, I think, right now is S tier Cooler. Like, make him just mega damage god. Just get rid of his build up. Just make him just like do like 100 mil turn 1. And then like 3 additional supers. Like make this guy crazy damage wise. But who knows? I'm not sure if this guy will use EA. I mean, it would be so good if this guy did use EA. The only reason why I don't know is because Tech Super Saiyan Goku. This guy's not on the full team because this guy is not Transformation Boost or Gifted Warriors or Inhuman Deeds. However, Cooler is Transformation Boost. Metal Cooler is not on that team. Like the full like 220%, but still. This guy would be such a good EZA right now. It would be just so useful. And again, he has Thirst for Conquest, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, Strongest Clan in Space with this guy. I mean, 5 links. Legendary Power, of course, right? Like, there's quite a bit here. It just makes so much sense, but will they? This guy would be a good sub EZA. This Final Form Frieza. He has Thirst for Conquest, right? Thirst for Conquest, Shocking Speed, Fierce Battle. I think he has Prodigies, too. Oh, well, 6 links? Ooh! I never thought about this guy. Oh, wait. I know why, because he's not on movie bosses. Maybe what if part 2 is a Wicked Bloodline? Like, what if part 2 is Resurrection of Frieza? And then he's like a Wicked Bloodline leader, and that's another team this guy could be used on. Like a DBS Resurrection of Frieza, that would be really funny. And it's even if they don't make him the movie version, but they could make him the movie version, right? Who knows? But we'll have to see. I just felt like talking about the team, how it is right now, and hopefully we get some really good improvements later on. But let me know what you guys would like to see. Again, this is more so like extreme class side. I don't know if Orange Piccolo and Beast Gohan will EZA. They could. But I feel like this is not their time. That's me. That's just like my third sense. Maybe imagine they announce their EZAs in like a few days. That'd be really funny, but I doubt it. Anyways, hopefully we also get some sub EZAs next week though. Like, we are only getting Golden Frieza, but theoretically they could surprise drop some sub EZAs. So let's hope. Anyways, appreciate y'all for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.